Good evening, everyone. Great to see so many people on this webinar tonight. I can actually, just looking down the list now, I'm seeing people from different parts of America, Germany, Italy, Hungary, Russia, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, Australia, all sorts. There's people from all over the place. My name's Frazer. You've got me tonight. I spoke to Dad a couple of hours ago. He was just about to go to sleep in Taiwan. He said it's absolutely rocking and rolling over there. He said there's excitement everywhere. People are loving it. People are asking all great questions. People are just jumping in left, right, and centre. He said it's absolutely crazy, but he said it's absolutely amazing. He could stay up all day, all hours of the day, because he just thinks it's wild. If he could be over there building a business over there 24/7 on his own, he probably would. But he's got me to look after. So yeah, what I thought I'd do today is I want to just share my kind of story and what how I've built this business really. I think it's important to know that I am only 24 years old. I actually joined this company when it first started, and I've never had any MLM background. I've never been in the industry before. All I've had is my dad. Now I know in business you've either got to be the first or the best with something. And I actually believe that we are the first to market with this, and we will always be the best with this sort of technology. There's nothing that comes close to us. So when I first joined, we didn't even have a destination diamond site, and in fact, the Shopping Sherlock didn't even work where I lived. There was problems installing it. It didn't search locally to us. Everything was obviously in dollars, and it was just really, really tough. So what I did is my dad actually told me to write my list, and my list was 145 people. Now, Dad said I should aim for 200, but I was quite shy before I came to network marketing. So I had my friends, but I didn't know anybody else apart from my friends. So my friends included the people I went to school with, people I had worked with, family members, all sorts of people like that, and it only came to 145. So my dad said, "Well, you're only young. You're gonna be developing this in this industry. I've been in the industry for 25 years, and my lists are now thousands. But when I first started, they weren't thousands and thousands." So I said, "Well, what's the best thing to do?" And he said, "Okay, listen to me pitch." So I listened to him pitch, and if for those of you who know my dad and met my dad and heard my dad pitch, you'll understand how amazing it is. Now, I'd probably say every 10 people my dad pitches, he'll sign up 8 or 9 of them. And the other one or two that don't join is because they simply don't get it. So what I thought is I started writing my pitch, started writing some bullet points, and I soon realized that this way is not going to work for me. It's just not going to work because I actually had a phobia when I was going through school and before I joined MLM. My actual phobia, you'd be surprised to hear, is I couldn't pick up the phone and ring someone. I had to text someone, or someone had to ring me or email me or Skype me. Didn't have a problem picking up the phone, but I found it very, very, very hard to actually make an outgoing phone call. So I sponsored a couple of people. I spoke to about 25 people on my list, and I sponsored 2. So I thought one every 12 and a half people I speak to, I thought was pretty good. So what I did is I decided to create a system because I thought I'm very into football in the UK, and I thought a team never goes out to play football without a system. Now the system might be, they play 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, and three strikers. So I thought that, okay, I'll have a system. Okay, let's make it really, really easy. And in fact, it was I was actually listening to some music, and I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, and I heard his song when he was in Jackson 5 at ABC. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. That one, and I thought, okay, well, the best system to be would be have a 3-step system. So I spoke to some of the leaders that developed here in the UK and in different parts of the world, and we decided that we'd have a 3-step system. So we'd have a website, and all it was a step 1, which was a 7-minute video. Step 2, which was a 30 to 40-minute presentation pre-recorded, and then step 3 was get back to the person who invited you. So you can now, it's actually come a long way since then, but you'll see now on this website, www.destinationdiamond.co.uk, it's come a long way. We only had the UK version, and now we've got it in English, English with an American tone. We've got it in Russian. We've got it in Chinese Mandarin. We've got it in Hungarian. We've got it in Italian. And I'm sure as time goes on, we'll be getting it in Portuguese, Spanish, French, you name it. So since I've done this system, out of the 145 people that I've now spoke to, I've had 45 people join. 45. That's just less than what? That's just less than 3 every 10 people that I've spoken to. That's 3 every 10. Now, if you knew that, if you could have that, don't forget, this isn't me pitching them. All I'm doing is I'm ringing someone up. I rang my mate Pete and said, Pete, you're into making money, aren't you? And people never say no to, you're into making money. So I went, Pete, you're into making money, aren't you? He went, yeah, of course. I went, I need your opinion on this. I really want to see this. I've just got involved with it. Looks amazing. You're like me. I know you're into making money. Have a look at this. You buy the computer? Yes. Okay, right. Go on www.destinationdiamond.co.uk and let me know when it's come up. He went, yeah, it's come up. I went, what do you see on your screen? He says, oh, loads of flags with like a countdown timer. So I was like, all right, yeah, good. That's the right site. So I went, click on the Union Jack flag. So he did that. And I said, what's come up on your screen? And he said, something that says step 1. I went, okay, watch that video, mate. And then just give us a bell back. So he watched that video, 8 minutes long. And then he rang me back and went, oh yeah, this looks decent. What's it all about? Give me more information. I went, well, scroll down and you'll see step 2. So we saw step 2, watch that. It's just less than 25 minutes it is. And he rang me back straight away and was like, no way. I've always wanted to make money on the internet. I've just never known how. Like, tell me more. Like, he asked me some questions and he joined. And no word of a lie, within 45 minutes from my first phone call to him signing up, it was 45 minutes. So I made half a fast start bonus of $100. I made half of that because don't forget you need 2 people to make $100. So I made $50 in 45 minutes. Now, when I was an estate agent before I joined this industry, I had to work. I got paid £7 an hour, so that's about $10. So I would have to work 5 hours in the estate agent to do that. But instead, I rang my friend, and in fact, I spent about 5 minutes on the phone with him. He spent 45 minutes. So in 5 minutes, I had made $50. That's $10 every minute. Not every hour, every minute. So what do you think happened then? Oh, well, I rang pretty much everyone on my list, and out of the 145 people on that list, I got sponsored 45 of them. Now, what has that meant? That's meant that out of the 45 people, I've now got a personal enrollment team of just over 4,500. It's touching on 5,000 now. My team's in Italy, Hungary, Russia, Kazakhstan, the UK, Ireland, Germany. Basically, if you name a country, I've pretty much got someone there. And the staggering thing is, I've only contacted 145 people, and I've not pitched one of them. And it's taken me, I would probably say, the people that I've introduced has taken me no longer than 40 hours. No longer. And in fact, that's the time that they've probably spent watching the system. So it's probably close to 10 hours. And I've made close to $100,000. So that's, if you work on it on that, then I've made $10,000 per every hour I've spent personally ringing someone and putting them through the system. So you've got 2 options really. You've got this system, or you can create a pitch and pitch people. But don't forget, the money in this, the way to make the big money in this is not from the efforts you do. It's from the efforts that you pass down to your team and from what they do. So, you've got to support your people. Now, I was doing some numbers before, and I was thinking, how would it, most people, what do they do? Do they work Monday to Friday? Do they work Monday to Sunday? And I would say now, on average, with times being tough, people work as much as they can. I would say now, 6-day working week is probably not far off standard. I actually work every day I can. Sunday I probably take it at half pace, but I still work. So I was saying, okay, if you had only an hour or half an hour to an hour to spare, you could ring one person every single day. And if you had my stats, you got 3 in 10, then every 10 phone calls, you get 3 sign up. But let's say you end up only getting 1 in 6. Let's say you got 1 in 6. That means one person every week you speak to will join. So every 6 phone calls, every 6 people you introduce onto the system, one will join. And don't forget, out there was 145 people. Every single one of them watched the video, and I made sure of it. I made absolute sure of it. They would go onto the system. Now, make sure out of the 145 people, how many of them did I email blast and how many of them did I Facebook message? Not one. Not one. I made sure I had their phone number. I rang them. I made sure they watched the video. I even made sure they pressed the play button. Press the play button again. They always asked me for the application. Always said I want the free app. And what did I do? I didn't direct them to how to just install it. I actually walked them through it step by step by step to install the app. I then walked them step by step on how to demonstrate the app. A lot of you have seen my video on how to actually use the app, but that's there. Listen, guys, that is there for you. Let me just try to see where it is. How to install and use the Sherlock. If you click on that, another video will pop up. Now, that is there simply for your education. It's not really there to pass on to other people. You need to see that, educate yourself, make sure you know, get yourself 5 saving testimonials. Because when you get that, your belief in the system just skyrockets right to the moon and back. I promise you that. Now, when you actually then come to show someone, you know it, as if it's just built into your mind, like riding a bike, exactly how they install it and exactly how they use it. Make sure they they use it on 2 or 3 different items. Make sure you might even go onto an electrical company. Like here in the UK, we have Currys. I ask people to search for a product on Currys, like a television. There's always discounts on television. So you might find $1,000 television from Currys. You then get that code, put it into Google, Sherlock it, and you'll get a massive saving. And straight away, you say to people, listen, Pete, how much did it cost you to get that application? Well, Frazer, it cost me nothing. Okay, well, I've just given you something for free. You've just saved yourself potentially £300 or £400, $300 or $400 on this, and I guarantee you this won't be the last time you use it. How about you join me as a distributor? How about you and your friends? How about you do this, give this to you and your friends? Why would you not do it? That's what I can't understand. Now, I didn't have $249 when I joined this. I was a student, so everything I was earning was kind of, getting partied away. I've learnt my lesson from that. But I got every single dollar I could get together to join this, and obviously it's been the best decision I've ever made. But yeah, I can't emphasize enough. You've just got to understand the fact that don't try and pitch anyone, don't email people, don't text people, ring them. Be so enthusiastic about getting them onto this system, getting them to watch step 1 video, step 2 video, then introduce them to your upline. It doesn't have to be a direct upline. It has to be the person you know is a leader, the person you know has got success. Don't introduce them to someone who hasn't had success yet, because they won't have a story themselves yet. They're building their story. That's what you do until you're a leader. You're not a leader until you have a proper solid story. You get your solid story, then you can start doing 3 ways, and that's when your business goes to another level. I wasn't doing 3 ways, and I thought, what was I doing wrong? I was getting all these people joined, but they weren't duplicating. And my dad said, out of those 45 people, how many of you introduced to me? And I said 1. And I said, out of that 1, which was that 1 the person who's doing well? I went, yeah, that person's Serge, the Russian, who's global. He's keeping up. He does whatever I do, he does. And he goes, okay, well, why don't you do 3 ways with all the others? So I did 3 ways with every single one of the others, and they've all done well. Some have dropped out, but I expect that. Out of the 45 people, I've got 8 people who are absolute legends. The other ones have dropped off, or the other ones won't do much. They stay on auto ship, or they don't do much. But the 8 people are absolutely massive. And how many globals personally do I need to get to diamond? 8. Well, I've already established that. So, you need to build your story, get 3 ways done. But again, the whole point of this webinar is understanding this destination diamond. So people who aren't distributors don't need to press on the more side, because this is really for the distributors. This is for the distributors to understand. Here's the resources and trainings. Here's all the trainings we've done. We've done loads of trainings now. Everything's there. The best thing about this industry is there's no new mistakes. All the mistakes are being discovered in the career of MLM. So you listen to people who have been there and done it before. There's only old people making old mistakes and new people making old mistakes. There's no new mistakes. So if you listen to people like the leaders, they will teach you what mistakes are and how to avoid them. So familiarize yourself with this website. Understand the pay plan. Understand how the application works. That's the most important. And just get people, loads of people. As I say, get one person a day, get one person an hour, get one person a week. It depends how fast you want to build this. If you then get one person a day, if you put one person on this system. Now, don't get confused with speaking to one person and getting one person on the system. You need to make sure at least one person sees this system every single day. But obviously, bar Sunday, if you don't want to do Sunday, or you have other commitments. So if you got one person a week from the 6 people you speak to, which I'm telling you now, if you do it properly and you're enthusiastic and you demonstrate the app and make sure they watch the videos and all that, you will sign 1 in 6. And that's not even being optimistic. That's being really, really, really realistic. I could probably get 2 in 6 now. My dad could probably get 5 in 6. But that's all because of the message before he puts them on. And it's literally no longer than 5 minutes. Really, really, really enthusiastic, and put them on this system. Now, if you then teach people to do the same as that in 12 weeks, no word of a lie, if you get people to do the same as what you're doing, and there's no reason why they can't, because all they're doing is being a messenger, not the message. I've done the message for you. I've created this site for you with the help of Alan Platt and other leaders on the call. Now, if you do that, you will be making, this is I know this is mind blowing and it's over the top, but you'll be making $20,000 a week minimum, because you've capped out, and then check matches on top. If you get one person a week, and the people that you bring in get one person a week, and so on and so on and so on and so on, you will have, after 12 weeks, you have about 4,000 or 5,000 people in your team, and they're all balanced because of the way you're building it, and you're making an absolute shed load of money. Now, I know some people get a bit off put by a shed load of money, but I personally have other reasons as well to money, but everyone could do with extra money. So you say, okay, you get one person a week. After 12 weeks, you're making that much a week. Yeah. If you decide to replace the word week with the word month, so you get one person a month, and you teach your people to get one person a month, then everything just trickles over, and it becomes, you get to that stage when you're making 12. When after 12 months, you'll be making 20,000 a month. So you replace the words. Now, if you wanted to make 20,000 a day, if you could, then obviously you get one a day. But realistically, one person a week is no challenge. You've just got to don't waste your list. Lists for me are like gold. You can build your list. Alan Platt, who's on this call, he builds his list regularly, and that's why he's recruited 100 people. 100 people. Alan Platt's brought into this. Now, it's so easy to say all this, but you've just got to go out there and do it. And there's no point in being on all these webinars every single week and just listening to what we say and not doing it. Now, it might come across like quite harsh on a lot of people, but if you don't do it, then there's just no point. Honestly, there's just no point. You need to get on with it, get on board. You're making the commitment. You're on auto ship. If you're not, then it's just stupid. So you're on auto ship. You're getting all this value from Shopping Sherlock. It's only going to get better and better and better. We've just started. Just get people onto the system and make sure, and write down and tick them if they've been onto the system, and make sure, don't forget, make sure you followed up with them. And if they're not quite there yet, Ask them why they're not quite there yet, and don't settle for any rubbish excuse. On my list of 145 people, I've got ticks next to every single one of them. And if I haven't got a tick, if I didn't have a tick at the time, I had a little note to say why. Oh, because they weren't by the computer yet. Schedule, and then if they're not by the computer, schedule a time with them. At what time works for you? Oh, I'll be here in an hour. Oh, great, brilliant. I'll speak to you in an hour. I'm telling you now, it's 100% worth it. When I first got my first check of $100 after doing about 2 hours work, I thought that $100, wow. Now in pounds, it's about £65, which to me was a lot of money, but I know it's not a lot of money to a lot of people in the UK. But as it's going now, my income now is regularly around $2,000 a week, which is $100,000, over $100,000 in the US. I'm 24 years old. I still live at home. I don't have a car because I work from home. I don't see the point in having a car. I just get the train. $100,000. That's £65,000 in the UK. I'm saving a lot of money now, and the shopping Sherlock is going to take me to where I want to go. And the thing is with me, I want it to take other people to where they want to go. I want other people to say they're making $2,000 a week. I don't want to be the only one. I don't want to be 1 out of 10, 1 out of 20, 1 out of 30. I want there to be 10,000 people. 10,000 people making that sort of money. Then you see what happens to your businesses. How many people do you want making 100,000 in your team? Write that goal down. But from now on, from today onwards, to all you people on the webinar now, start getting one person through the system from today. I'm going to make that commitment. I know people on this call like Alan and Chuck and others will probably be doing the same as me. 90 days, that's 13 weeks. Get one person on a week, and most important of all, help them get one person onto the system a day. Sign that one person up a week. Just honestly, just get it done, because that's what it's going to take for this company to be a $1 billion company. It's not going to be reliant on 5 people. It's going to be reliant on 50,000 people. So we've got to get it done. And if the harder we work now, the more time we're going to have off in the future. I want to retire by the time I'm 30. I'm never going to obviously fully retire, but I want to be able to say I'm semi-retired at the age of 30. So I appreciate your time. I'm sorry I'm not my dad. I hope the message was kind of was appreciated and understood. If any of you ever want to contact me, add me on Facebook. Just Frazer Brookes, Frazer with a Z, Frazerbrookes, or email me or Skype me. Again, my email is fraserbrooks@hotmail.com, or fraser@shoppingsherlock.com, and my Skype is fraser.brooks. Okay, guys, don't forget, next week's webinar will be hosted by my dad, so I'm sure he'll have exciting news from Taiwan and the Philippines. He's a very excitable guy, and he'll be even more enthused when he has exciting news. To those of you in America, I hope to see you all in Atlanta. I know we're traveling many thousands of miles